Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got something really interesting to share with you guys, assuming that I have selected the right pouch. This knife was loaned to me by Derek. Thank you so much, Derek. Derek sent in a huge box of stuff that I've been trying to get my hands on for a while, and it's just kind of a miracle person that just had like a lot of the stuff that just worked out. So thank you so much for loaning this stuff to me, Derek. I can't wait to share this with you guys. A lot of you have probably seen it, but plenty of you have asked me to take a look at it. So I don't know if it's available. If it's not available, I don't know if it's coming back. I have no idea. I will link the original source down in the description so that you guys can check it out. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. All right. Unless you sent me two MBKs, or if this one is just not the right maybe it's not actually an MBK. We'll find out. I have to redo it no, it's the right one. Oh man. So I believe this is the Ray Laconico and Monterey Bay Knives Rosalinda. Oh God, that is so beautiful. So Ray Laconico knives it's usually real easy to like pick his designs out from a bunch. What is so special about this very basic looking knife? Number one, that is ZDP 189. It's cord ZDP 189, which actually is it, or does it just have that line there for fun? Yep, here's the core right there. 66 to 67 Rockwell. God, that is smooth. Hold on. Jeez. Oh, man. Wow. Oh, God, I love this. That is so beautifully well done. Here's another thing that I love about this knife. Not only is it contoured and very comfortable, but we have a nested liner. I believe that's a steel liner. In fact, I think that's just the detent ball that I'm seeing in there. We'll just check it with a magnet. Yeah, which is fine. It's not necessarily that I have to have a titanium liner with a steel lock bar insert. I just really want that steel on steel contact, which is much better for the overall life or potential life of the lock bar, right? And very inexpensive to swap out, just like a steel lock bar insert in the event that the geometry is bad or something like that. But it's not. It feels very good. I cannot get over how smooth that is. But another cool thing about this, when I saw the price, which I think he actually has listed in his paperwork. Yeah, so as soon as I saw, like on the Rosalinda, that it was ZDP, which I saw on Google after we had talked about this, I assumed, oh, that's going to be a decent price tag. So these originally went for, if they're not available, $235. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, if you're familiar with Monterey Bay Knives, is manufacturing knives in China, but they do a good job. They're definitely one of the better OEMs out there, assuming they are not sharing OEM work with another, major OEM, which I honestly don't know, but they're doing a great job. If you're familiar with ZDP 189, titanium, contoured, like what we generally see competitively with the price of like contoured titanium, stuff like this, $235 is kind of a crazy price tag. I'm honestly really impressed with that. That's kind of hitting the same mark that Kunwu hits. And Kunwu is known for delivering absolute excellence, not just materials, right? But the correct execution of said materials, heat treatment, fitment, right? Extra things. Sometimes you get contouring, texturing. We get coated, like DLC coated blades, right? And you get that for an incredible price tag versus the general competition out there. So I was kind of surprised and honestly very impressed to see that was the price on this. I want to get a measurement of this real quick. So the Rosalinda, which again it's a profile that we've seen a million times, right? But it's also kind of like Ray Laconico is known for a very traditional knife profile, very traditional blade shape. In this case, it's got a big swedge. A lot of times we refer to this as a spear point, right? A lot of people say it's just a draw point with a big swedge, whatever you want to call it, right? The general shape is triangle. Knife made of metal, blade metal. Blade have tip, and blade have edge. However you want to classify it, right? If you want to get real technical about it, then that's fine. But I think that the most common observer can go, yes, I can see the general shape of the blade there. The overall length of this guy is coming in actually larger than 8 inches. It's about 8 1/8. The blade length is, wow, an impressive 3.6. And then cutting edge 3.35. I'm just now noticing we actually have a cutout for the sharpening choil, which some people absolutely love. Right? If you're new to the knife world, this is one of those things where everybody you talk to on the subject is an absolute professional, and their opinion is of the utmost importance, and everybody else is wrong. I'm just going to tell you, it's one of the humorous things about the knife world is that there's very, very particular things, and huge populations of people that have been like thoroughly invested in the knife world for multiple decades will have super strong opinions about stuff like this. And their opinion will always be the most important, even if the very next guy that you talk to has the exact same level of experience, the exact same level of time invested into the knife community, right? And their opinion will be the exact opposite thing, right? So here's the two different sides to this. Some people love the fact that the sharpening choil is there because it aids in basically just ease of sharpening like back to a certain area without absolutely dicking up this cutting bevel. And some people swear by this. They say it's super important to have that there. It just makes things easier over time. It makes things more aesthetically pleasing over time. And it keeps that initial cutting edge sharp, which is important depending on what it is that you're doing, right? Other people will say, nay, 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 nay. I hate it. And the problem is it gets hung up on material, right? The truth is they're both right. Like it does. If you are cutting, aggressively into really thick material, an area like this, it catches because there's a little cutout there. So if the bevel goes all the way back, it's a little easier to start your cut. Sorry, the camera's really confused. It thinks that the focus of the video is the freaking tape. But the key here is that as long as you start your cut more out here, which is hard to, pay attention to. It's one of those little teeny tiny things that it's only going to matter if you're using the same knife to cut the same types of material day in and day out. For the most part, it's not something that's going to mess you up. Personally, I'm kind of like, if it's there, okay. If it's not there, like, sometimes companies do a really good job with the factory edge and they leave it up to their customers to dig it up over time. Right? I've screwed it up even with the sharpening choil. Personally, I'm just okay with it one way or another as long as it comes nice looking from the factory, and this looks fine. The main thing for me is that the initial cutting edge, like where it starts, is essentially right on the line with the thumb stud. It's just barely, like the thumb stud is just maybe a hair into the cutting path. It's not really going to make much of a difference to me. More importantly, the area where you would have access to the lock bar is cut out here, making that like an absolutely beautiful movement. Can you front flip it? Yeah, I think you can. They didn't add any jimping here, which is interesting, but you absolutely can front flip it. It's very easy to disengage. It's very comfortable. I love the pocket clip that they've got on this. It is not mountable for left-handed carry, which is a little bit of a bummer, but lanyard people, they thought about you, so congratulations. But the clip itself, easy in and out of the pocket. It's just a really nice, clean EDC. I've always really wished that Ray Laconico would do a little more texturing in his designs, but they are like almost every single Ray Laconico design is like an excellent, straightforward EDC knife. This looks to be that way. This is really cool. This might be, as far as initial impressions go, this might be one of my favorites right out of the box. This is very cool. This is not a review. It's just an unboxing and first impressions. Just wanted to share that with you guys. This will get its own review, even if it is discontinued, right? Won't stop me from doing a review on it because the secondary market exists and people like to get information on these knives, even if they don't exist, for retail anymore. So I would assume that this is not the end of this because I feel like the Rosalinda is like not an old model, but we'll see. I still wanted to share it with you guys. Thanks again to Derek. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.